Welcome to Conversations. I'm your host, Mel McKay. For over 20 years, Spark Theater has been producing high-quality theatrical experiences in unique and beautiful locations, which earned them the honor of Best Live Theater in the East Bay 3 times in a row. Here to talk about their upcoming production are Emma Ledesma and Nick Moore. Thank you so much for being here. Hi.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're so excited.
I'm kind of intimidated. I have theater pros here.
No, but you're the pro in this medium.
You guys are making me nervous as I stumbled over your last name. I'm so sorry.
That's no problem. I'm used to it.
So let's talk about Spark Theater. Each summer you guys put on a production of Shakespeare in the Vineyard.
Yes.
What's this year's production? Tell us all about it. Nick, go for it. I can tell you're chomping at the bit.
This summer we're doing Falstaff and the Merry Wives of Windsor. It's one of Shakespeare's silliest comedies. Follows Sir John Falstaff, who comes from Shakespeare's history plays and was such a popular character when Shakespeare wrote him that it's said that the Queen actually requested that Shakespeare write a play just about Falstaff. And so that's what this play is. It's hilarious. It's also got some beautiful commentaries on love, a lot of commentary on marriage and what wives can do to when their husbands are getting a little out of hand. And so it's a very, very fun play.
So when and where are you doing these productions of Shakespeare in the Vineyard?
Well, we're actually really lucky because this is our second year doing Vineyard to Village. So for all of July, we are in the beautiful Darcy Kent Vineyards here in Livermore. And then for all of August, we're actually in Danville indoors at the Village Theater.
Oh, that's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I love that.
The actors love the air conditioning.
Okay, that I can imagine because that stuff, those costumes are not airy and crazy.
No, especially not for the time period.
Well, they were made for London.
Oh yeah, exactly.
not the warmest.
Foggy, you
so
know.
different than California.
Yeah, exactly. Chilly, it worked there. So give us some more details about Shakespeare in the Vineyard. What makes it such a unique experience?
Well, something that I love that our artistic/executive director, Lisa Tromovich, talks about is that Shakespeare's plays, they're big enough to be outdoors. The stories, the plots, the romance, the comedy, it's all meant to be big and for the outdoors. So that's what's so great about doing Shakespeare in the Vineyard is we get to experience that on this stage that was made in the same way that the Globe Theater was made, to experience it in the way that people did in Shakespeare's time with a little more luxury.
Yes, thank goodness. And women's rights.
And fabulous wine.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
The Vineyard it's heaven on earth. I went and saw their show last year, 12th night, and looking out across the all the like lines of grapes and all that kind of stuff, the horizon there is just so gorgeous and so beautiful. It's almost more beautiful than the play happening on the stage. And Shakespeare's plays were also meant to be enjoyed in this form of communal celebration. People in Shakespeare's plays weren't like sitting in dark rooms, all like to themselves, quietly watching actors on stage. No, they were celebrating, they were socializing, they were interacting, and so we encourage people to grab a cup of wine and have a nice time out there. Make it a Shakespeare, like a spa experience of Shakespeare.
Oh, I love that. I'm vibing on all of this. Okay, so what about Darcy Kent Vineyards? Is this where you mentioned you were there last year. Is this where you hold it every year?
So for the past 19, next year is actually our 20th anniversary of the company, but for the past 19 years, we've been at Darcy Kent Vineyards for the past 4, but then we've also been at Concannon, Wente, Retzlaff, other wineries.
Nice.
But yeah.
Excellent, good. Well, we've got a good relationship with all the Livermore wineries, luckily. And they love culture with the wine. You gotta love that. So I guess there are 2 family nights for this production. What can families expect?
So family night, we offer a discounted ticket for larger parties, right?
For children, tickets are only $5.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. And then before the show, we have activities, we have games, we'll have popcorn. It's going to be like really fun activities that families can do together, and then they can enjoy the show all together.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's one of the most wonderful memories from my childhood is going to the Shakespearean Festival and seeing Shakespeare. So
That's why we do our second grade in-school program where we teach kids about Shakespeare at so young, because it's so valuable even when they're that young and they don't fully understand understand it, like, brings about that like literacy skills.
Right.
So it's still important.
It's so true,
Yeah.
so true. Well, I appreciate you both being here. Now, where do we go to learn more and pencil out which date is actually going to work for us for Shakespeare in the Vineyard?
Yeah, all of our information is on sparktheater.com. That's SPARC. Theater spelled E-R, not R-E.
Thank you.
.org.
Yes.
Sparktheater.org. You can go there, you can see all of our dates, you can purchase tickets.
Perfect, perfect. And do you do volunteers or donations? How are you funded?
Well, we have a number of wonderful sponsors, and we mainly work with NCL, the National Charity League for Volunteers.
Perfect.
But also anybody who is wanting to volunteer can sign up through our website.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you both for being here. It's
Thank
been
you
a
so much.
pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us.
Stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk to a talented local artist about his work and the art program at Las Positas College. Welcome back to Conversations. Ever since he was young, local artist Dave Wagner has been interested in art. Now he hopes to inspire young people to create and study the intricacies of art through his teachings at Las Positas College. I'm now joined by Dave Wagner himself, here to talk about some of his art and the program at Las Positas College. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for bringing this lovely original work behind us featuring your gorgeous wife.
My pleasure.
Love it. You have beautiful, beautiful brushwork, and I know nothing. You're the professor, so that's about all you're going to get from me.
Okay.
Beautiful brushwork. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to become an artist and eventually a professor at Las Positas College.
Well, let's see. I actually grew up in Livermore till I was about 11, and then I moved to Sacramento, so I'm kind of a local. And I've always been interested in art. I've always been curious to try to figure out how it works and how people can do what they do, and that became kind of a lifelong mission. And it led to some college degrees and a bunch of attempts at trying a bunch of different things, and I got into teaching right out of grad school and luckily landed a position at Las Positas College in 2016. So here I am.
Well, your students are lucky to have you.
Thank you. I hope so.
Is your preferred medium oil, or what types of art do you create?
You know, I've been studying oil painting fairly specifically for quite a long time, almost a couple of decades now. But I also really love to draw. I like watercolor. I've sort of taken the plunge and started doing things a little bit digitally this year on an iPad,
Wow.
and that's been kind of an adventure on its own. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
So what are some of your newest work? Is this one of the newer pieces?
This one isn't super new. The last couple years, I've actually been working on illustration projects almost exclusively digitally. So yeah, it's been great. I've learned a lot, which has been awesome. I've got a new tool under my belt, which has been fun. And I've been working on a couple of books. One is a book that I wrote, and it's a graphic novel about my brother's experience as a soldier. And then kind of more recently, I've got a good friend who wrote a book on the physics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Wow. And he's actually started a school here in Pleasanton called Ground Rules.
How cool.
And we're collaborating on a book together, so I'm doing all the illustrations for it.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
That is so, so cool. So where do you find the inspiration for your paintings? And do you have any tips for someone who's like, I think I want to try, I just don't know where to start?
For me, with paintings, most recently, my inspiration has come from my experiences of being outside. I'm a fairly dedicated outdoorsman, and I like spending as much time outside as I can. And then when I come back, I'm sort of like amped up by the whole thing and excited by the whole thing. And then I'll get busy doing a painting that takes way too long to finish. You know, I always feel like, oh, I'm going to get this done. You know, like, hooray! And 4 months later, I'm doing this still. But mostly it's from my outdoor experiences. And in terms of other people, I would say just paint and draw the things you're most excited about. Okay. You know, whatever really fuels you. Could be family, could be activity, could be a faith, could be a social cause. I mean, could be there's lots of great places to go for inspiration, but just whatever gets you most excited to be there in front of your easel.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That's great. So tell us about the art program at Las Positas College. What types of courses are offered?
We've got a robust art program at Las Positas College. I sort of head the studio arts program. We also have a very strong art history program, a graphic design program, and a photography program.
Awesome.
So in terms of the visual arts, we've got all kinds of things going on. Within studio arts in my discipline, we have a variety of drawing courses. I teach oil and acrylic painting. We've got a great watercolor professor. And just nuts and bolts types of things like 3D design and 2D design. Our program is becoming a little bit more oriented towards entertainment design. So people that want to do things having to do with like video games or movie inspired items, characters, weapons, all that kind of fun stuff. We're starting to kind of gear our program towards that industry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How hard is it for you? Is a painting ever really finished? Or do you have it on the wall and you're like, now it's done? I'm just curious.
It's $1 million question. I often think that a painting is done until it's on my wall for long enough, and then I'll find something wrong with it and I'll need to fix it. So
Your own worst critic, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'll find something I need to change.
Where do we go to learn more about you, your paintings, and to find out about all these wonderful art courses at Las Positas College?
Sure. I'm easy to find, DaveWagnerArt.com. You can see basically all the painting I've done. I've got Dave Wagner Art as my social media on Instagram too, which has some somewhat more frequent stuff. And then if you just do a search art department at the Las Positas College website, you'll find our art department, and that's a good place to get started there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. I've enjoyed our chat.
Thanks, Mel.
Don't go far. After the break, we're going to learn about a community band that has a big 4th of July performance coming up in Pleasanton that you don't want to miss. Welcome back to Conversations. I'm your host, Mel McKay. For many years, the Pleasanton Community Concert Band has been giving public performances to encourage interest in music and cultural activities in the local area. Joining me today is Board President Les Duman. Welcome so much to the show, and I saw you at the Farmers Market. You guys are amazing.
Well, thank you for being at the Farmers Market. And thank you for the community band's opportunity to be here today.
Thank you for entertaining our community. Let's go. Okay,
All
we're
right.
done. That's all. The show of thank yous. I want to talk about the history of the
Okay.
Pleasanton Community Concert Band. When and why was it founded, Les?
Well, if I remember correctly, no, it was founded in 1975 for the bicentennial. Wow. And there is a Pleasanton Bicentennial Festival Committee. And at one point in time, Charlotte Severin was on that committee, and she said, and they started talking about a bandstand. And at that time, Mr. Hurley said, well, Charlotte, if you want to talk about a bandstand, then we need a band. So Charlotte, who still refers to herself as the mother of the band, was the one that got it all started. There was a pad at Wayside Park, but it didn't have lighting. It wasn't really a stage, so they set it up at that point in 1975 and started recruiting members. It started off with 35 people signed up, and they wound up being part of the 4th of July celebration for the bicentennial. And then it evolved into the 501c3 nonprofit that it is now, known as the Pleasanton Community Concert Band.
I love this origin story. They should make a movie. It's fabulous. So tell us about your involvement with the community and what types of events you normally participate in. Spoiler alert, I already told you the farmer's market.
Okay, and part of it used the word normally. So we try to do some things that aren't necessarily normal. We try to mix things up. So there's a lot of the obligatory things we do. We do Memorial Day, we do Veterans Day, we do 4th of July. And then our fun community ones, we do Pleasanton Farmers Market twice a year, we do Livermore's Farmers Market, and then it just depends on what comes up. So over the years, we've done Alden Lane, we've done events for the city of Pleasanton and for mayor's events. We have done the grand reopening of the Aquatic Center. And so we're kind of on call. If anybody in any organization in the city thinks that we might fit in, then we try to fit in. And that's what we do.
I love it. I love it.
And biggest is
Yes.
we have our 3 sit-down concerts in the theater.
Okay, we can't miss that. Go. 3 sit-downs.
All right, so we have a spring concert, usually in April.
Okay.
And then we have a family concert, usually September, October.
All right.
And then we have a holiday concert, which is sometime between the family concert and the end of the year. And those are sit down, and we are looking for a new venue because we have grown. And especially for concerts where we need a number of mallet instruments, a lot of percussion, we can't fit on the Firehouse Theater stage anymore. So Valley Community Church we've looked at, and of course when the 2 high schools get their new renovations done, but that's a couple years from now.
I was going to ask you, how many members are in the band?
All of our members are in the band.
How many members do you have in the band?
All of them. No, so seriously, which hardly ever happens. So on a regular basis, we have between 50 and 60 members. Wow. On any given concert, it can be between 35 and perhaps as many as 50. Those members can be anybody from anywhere. They have to be able to perform at an acceptable Pleasanton High School level.
Okay.
So if anybody knows what our high school music programs are like and middle school music programs are like, that's not a high bar, but it's not a low bar. So, and then also, because all high school students need community service, sometimes we get school kids during the school year. We get a few more during the summer. We have, at any given time, the ages will range from maybe 20 up to over 80. And the good news now, we have a lot of young people coming into the band.
How fun. That is so great. What's the process to become a member of your band?
So basically you contact us.
Okay.
So on our website, there's you can contact our personnel manager, which is the number that's on there. You can contact me, and then we'll walk you through it. We rehearse at Pleasant Middle School every Thursday evening. Every Thursday evening at 7:30. Okay. So that's one qualification you have to have. And then we want you to be somewhat serious about being in the band. It's not, oh, there's a great TV show I want to watch. I'm not going to go to rehearsal. Don't do that.
Don't bother to come.
Right.
Don't bother to apply.
It needs to be somewhere reasonably high on that priority list. Because we
Okay.
have to know who's playing at what events.
Well, that makes sense. So I understand you guys are a nonprofit, as you mentioned earlier. You evolved into a 501c3. Do you take donations, and in what ways can our viewers support you and your band?
So interesting. I'm glad you brought it up. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And some of our funding did come through Pleasanton City Grant.
Okay.
Which, of course, that budget's cut because some of that money comes from the state. It trickles up. Our main expenses, it's a volunteer band. We don't get paid. Our band director doesn't get paid. When we were a part of adult ed, there'd be a stipend to the band director.
Okay.
But so now our money comes from donations. Our cost of insurance has gone up. Rental space, even though we're at the Pleasant Middle School, we still have to pay the school district for use of that facility. So the easiest way to donate right now, if you want, is you go to our website and look for something that says donate and push that button.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Or you can send us a check.
Okay.
Or if you're confused about how to donate, call us or send us an email.
Okay. I think we got it.
But we are looking for more funding.
Okay,
absolutely.
yes.
And our next concert, and we lucked down on this, will be at the brand new bandstand on July 4th.
The 4th of July celebration. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, I saw the roof being put on. I had a little involvement on what that design is now versus what the original plan was, but it should be wonderful. The official opening's July 11th, I guess, when they do concerts in the park, but they wound up getting the bandstand done a little bit sooner, so we get to use it for 4th of July. So we will be the first performance on the new bandstand.
Christen it.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you so much, Les. We're looking
You're
forward to
welcome.
the 4th of July concert.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to speak with a local resident and her furry friend about community involvement as the 2025 Livermore Ambassador. Welcome back to Conversations. This is the second year that the City of Livermore has partnered with Valley Humane Society to appoint an annual ambassador dog representing the city's dog-friendly community. Joining me today is Livermore's 2025 ambassador dog, Oreo, and her owner, Kim Badil. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
I'm already madly in love with Oreo. She is such a sweet girl. Tell us everything about her. Do we know what breed she is? What her favorite foods are?
Yes, we do. She's a Siberian Husky. Many people are surprised since she's black with a white underbelly, hence the name Oreo. But her mom looked just like her, and her dad was a white Husky. She's 5 years old, just turned 5. Her birthday was this week.
Oh, happy birthday, girl.
And so she was a pandemic puppy. So she likes, for treats, pretty much anything will do. Hot dogs are a particular favorite. A nice pup cup, little cup of whipped cream is always a fun favorite. Fun for us too, since she's a little
Right?
messy when she eats. And we feed her, basically we cook chicken and sweet potatoes for her. She's kind of funny. I mean, she likes food a lot, but she's very suspicious when you go first to give her something new.
Oh, she's like, what are you doing to me?
What is this? Is
What's
this
happening?
Food? Is this food? Not that we often feed her things that aren't food.
Right?
Although the one non-food item we have to be careful of are tissues.
Oh, she's got a thing for tissue.
She's a big tissue aficionado.
Uh-oh, that can get stuck and cause a blockage we don't want.
So we don't eat those, do
No,
we?
no more tissues.
No, we're a good girl.
She's got the most beautiful eyes, and she's so chill, but she's fun too. Like it's hard not to play with her. So tell us the importance. Oh, baby girl, you're showing off for the camera. Oh, you're so good. So what is the importance of having an ambassador dog, and what it means for you and Oreo to be chosen?
Well, we're very excited to support the Valley Humane Society and Livermore community, but Livermore Area Parks and Recreation District in particular. You know, I've lived in Livermore now for more than 30 years. It's just a wonderful community, and this is a chance to show what a great community-oriented, family-friendly place it is.
Yeah.
How important it is for us and our pet companions to have nice parks and nice spaces to go out and exercise and enjoy the community, and to show that, you know, we are good citizens and members of that community. Livermore means a lot to me in my personal life and in my professional life, and so we were excited to have the chance to represent the community a little bit.
Oh, she is just such a precious baby. So what kind of a community involvement will Oreo be involved in now that she is the official Livermore ambassador dog? She's got begging down, doesn't she?
Yes, she
I guess
does.
she's a little celebrity over at the Lawrence Livermore Lab. What is this?
Yes, she is. So I'm the director at Lawrence Livermore. And when we have virtual meetings, I often am working from home, and Oreo is a very frequent participant in my meetings. She likes to sneak up behind me and then sit with her head on my leg or hope that somehow I have treats stashed in my pocket, which I usually don't. So she's arguably more popular than me. And for a lot of our events, we've had our art team put together an Oreo avatar. So she's been a virtual representative of the lab at many of our events.
That is amazing. And it's perfect. She's so smart. It's the perfect combination to be involved with the lab.
She is, and Huskies are known for that.
Yes.
Smart, clever, energetic,
Sassy.
sassy.
Is she a talker? Some Huskies are really big into talking. She hasn't really talked yet.
No, so the one thing that she really responds to, we still have a landline phone in our house, and when that phone rings, she howls as though her soul is being pierced. And I don't know what it is about that sound in particular.
So tell us about what, I understand that she loves exploring parks and zooming through agility courses. She runs courses.
Yes, so our neighborhood parks are Ida Home and Jack Williams.
Okay.
And we're pretty close to Independence Park in the Sycamore Grove area. She and I do agility classes. Now, Huskies are not known for their agility ability
She's like, watch me.
because they tend to be pretty independent-minded, but she's really great, and it's a great form of exercise and brain stimulation for the dog and the owner.
Yes.
And so every Sunday we do agility with our friends just for fun.
How fun.
And every now and then she gets what the other dogs call the full Oreo,
Okay.
where she decides that the course is okay, but she'd prefer to do her version. Preferably at top speed and with no guidance from anyone else.
As the ambassador dog, what are the events that Oreo has coming up?
Coming up will be a visit to Altamont Creek Elementary School during their summer session.
Perfect.
She's going to throw out the first pitch at a Little League World Series game. So we're practicing, right? Working on our fastball.
Good
Yes.
job. Yes. Good
Yes.
girl.
And then for Community Service Day at the end of September. But she's open to other events if there are other community events that really desperately need a fun-loving husky dog.
We love her. She's precious.
she'd be glad to come.
Awesome. Kim, thank you so much for bringing Oreo here to brighten up our day.
Thank you so much. This was really fun. Good
Well,
girl.
that'll do it for this edition of Conversations. I hope you liked it as much as I did. If you did, go to facebook.com/tv30.org and please click that like button. From all of us here at Conversations, I'm Mel McKay. Thanks for joining us. Who is a good girl?